Z here, and I'm gonna open up this video with a very serious subject here. I have been keeping a secret from all of you, and I know keeping secrets isn't the greatest way to build a fan base, and I want to tell you this now, because who knows how long it's going to be before the fucking tabloids get a hold of this, and then you hear it from them. I want you to hear it from me. And here's the thing, it's not like I'm addicted to some sort of exotic drug that, dries my skin out and I bleed all the time, and the cops really haven't found the bodies yet, so it's nothing like that. But in this wide world of video games, you have such great things as like battle royale games and fast-paced first-person shooters and hardcore survival games. But if you play a game that, let's say, you don't see a lot on Twitch, you might be called a loser. But I'm fine with it now. If anyone calls me a loser, that's fine. Go ahead and leave it in the comment section, but I got one thing to tell you guys. I am a huge fan of simulation games. I know, I get it. I understand. Hold back that queasiness from your stomach. I understand. If you want to unsubscribe, I would do it right now. But to those of you who don't really care, I absolutely love them. Like, it all started with, like, Roller Coaster Tycoon and Zoo Tycoon, and then it went to Harvest Moon, and it just fucking kept going from there. Anything that you build or you do upkeep on, I love those type of games. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. My therapist said it was fine, so you guys need to accept this here, okay? So, after about the third, fourth, fifth time of kind of completing Stardew Valley, I personally thought there has to be another game out there that's like this. It's been a while since there's these kind of cutesy, artsy, pixelated type video games, and so I went looking around. And to anybody who loves these type of games as much as I do, boy, do I have a great one for you. Welcome to another Gaming on a Budget review of Graveyard Keeper. Welcome to Graveyard Keeper, a grave-digging, crop-harvesting, proselytizing, building action simulator where you take control of a wonderfully handsome red-bearded man and traverse this world with only the clothes on your back and a coke-fueled dream. But I just kind of dropped a lot of information for those of you who have never heard of this game, so you know the drill. Let's start from the beginning. You are our main protagonist who, I don't think they gave us a name. People just keep calling him Gravedigger, so we will call him Wilhelm. Sound good? Really don't care. Wilhelm goes to pick up some snacks from a local convenience store for him and his generic love interest when, bam! Hit by a runaway UPS truck driven by an escaped drunken ape from the local zoo. Okay, fine, I admit most of that was just wishful thinking, but your character totally gets hit by a vehicle and is reincarnated to a medieval town where he's the local crypt keeper. No, not that crypt keeper, but just as terrifying. You just wait. And before being thrown into this alternate timeline, Back to the Future style, some man with red eyes tells you to dig up a bouncing, talking, alcoholic human skull that's suffering from amnesia. Yes, you heard that right. Skull, amnesia, constantly craves alcohol. His name is Jerry, and he's pretty much the tutorial for what you'll be doing a lot early in the game. And I'm sure some of you are starting to have questions by now because A, how does getting killed by a car teleport you back to the Dark Ages? 2, why is there a talking skull that drinks more alcohol than I do? And Gamma, why is there a talking donkey that spouts Marxist communist talking points? Oh yeah, right, I didn't really get to that yet. Yeah, there's a Leninist donkey that delivers dead bodies for you to bury every so often since you are the gravekeeper, but of course, it can't be that simple. No. First you have to take them to your secret underground butchery, lay them on a stone slab, and carve out the organs that you need from them. Feeling weird yet? Because I know I was at that point. You take out brains and hearts and, oh boy, you could just kind of take just the meat, huh? It's a little strange because with the meat, looks like you can cook burgers and steaks and shit. I mean, maybe it's for luring animals, right? I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm sure bears and like coyotes and shit love man meat. I'm sure they love a human burger, and then you just like trap them in like maybe a bamboo cage. Okay, so you can eat the flesh for energy when you're feeling a little bit down. Well, I gotta say, if Jeffrey Dahmer made a farming simulator, I think this would be the end result. What's funny, though, is that our character has literally no qualms when he's told to cut up the bodies. Well, that's a lie. I mean, he does react once to it, and then he starts sharpening his blades like Albert Fish at a daycare center. But I'm sorry. We're getting lost in the weeds here. I'm having real tough time coping with the fact that our main protagonist has zero issues with mutilating corpses and being a cannibal. So let's just bring this whole thing together under a general umbrella and just hit the reset button. This is Graveyard Keeper, a sort of RPG simulation game where you, Wilhelm Buttlick III, teleports back to another dimension and needs to figure out a way home. In trying to find a way home, you meet a cast of colorful, interesting, and downright weird characters like said Talking Donkey and Skull, but also on the roster, an incompetent priest, a doped-out hemp dealer, and a bipolar spirit haunting your house, only to name a few. The first thing that you notice in this game is the character and the humor is really spot on. Like, not to mention, the pixel art is absolutely gorgeous. Like, the detail from every felled tree to each facial expression on the NPCs when you're talking to them is very well done. Not to mention, when you talk to them, you have this old school mumbling sound effect like they do in Banjo-Kazooie or Populous. Man, I love it when games do this. I know it seems very, very nostalgic, and that's the reason why I'm giving you high praise, but it just brings back good memories. It really does. But anyway, back to the game. So, is the entire thing just about maintaining a graveyard and bearing new participants in it? Ha! I wish! In addition to making sure the headstones and the grave fencers are looking tip-top, as well as keeping bushes and other debris out of the graveyard to make it as pretty as possible, for a graveyard, you also need to build things in work tables and make items and build refineries to get higher quality parts, constantly feed the refineries that you have a steady selection of the necessary items, and when you're finally getting the handle of all of this bullshit, the game drops on you even more, pushing you to tend crops, or to repair your house, or to fix broken bridges, or to talk to the townsfolk. This game is like a new girlfriend. You think you're doing everything right, and you're kind of understanding her and her little tics, but then something snaps one day, and now she's pushing you to take up pottery classes, as well as cleaning the house, and doing the dishes, and doing the laundry. And keep in mind that when you are trying to find the necessary materials to, say, rebuild part of your collapsed basement, that fucking donkey keeps bringing fresh corpses that you have to put to the top of your list, because if you don't, they start to rot and makes everything more difficult. And while you're trying to take care of all that, you also need to keep an eye out for your energy bar, because who would have known single-handedly butchering a cadaver, dragging it to a plot, and burying it would be so exhausting. But don't worry. I know it sounds like a lot, but if manual labor just isn't your bag, baby, go ahead and put down that spade and pick up a cross. That's right, for some reason, the local ditch digger is also in charge of the church and spreading the good word to its disciples that come far and wide to listen to and throw money at. I don't remember my local corpse carrier teaching me about religion when I was younger, but maybe times were different back in the day. Or at least I think it's back in the day. Let me talk about that now, because this game really doesn't explain to you that you were tossed back in this present day. Only that your character is trying to find a portal back to his world/time, and one thing you'll notice is that the days are separated by these weird glyphs. And if it ain't the right day, then bitch, you ain't getting what you need. You want to go to this area? Wrong day, idiot. Come back later. Some dude gave you a quest that took you a full day to do, and now you've returned to complete it. Come back next week. He's only here around that day. Want to deliver a sermon to get some petty cash so you can drink yourself 5 kinds of crazy? How many times do I have to go over this? I'm not sure how I feel about this whole day-sensitive shit, because, to be honest, it harkens back to a very aggravated 12-year-old me playing Majora's Mask, but have the wiki tabbed up and you'll be good to go. And what semi-RPG wouldn't be complete without some tech trees? Yes, the branching, methodical tech trees that make you question why you didn't pay enough attention in math class. To unlock certain items, create higher quality tools, or simply proceed any further in this game, you'll need to unlock them. And to unlock them, you need to gather orbs. Red orbs for manual labor and crafting items, green orbs for cooking and nature-leaning tasks, and blue orbs, the unicorn of this game because it's fucking impossible to get early on! Seriously, for the longest time I thought blue orbs were unlocked through microtransactions because I couldn't find them anywhere. It literally took me hours to realize, oh, you have to craft higher tiered items to get the blue orbs. But to get higher tiered things, you need the blue orbs, which means you're back to the wiki to find out what the fuck to do. Honestly, I hate looking up how to play a game. I mean, I really do. I personally believe if a game is well made, it will be challenging, but not so challenging that you need to cheat to find out where to go. Games like Enter the Gungeon, where you can beat the game as many times as you want, but still not unlock everything, fine. Go ahead and look that up. You basically beat the concept of the game many times, and now you're just looking up how to 100% it. I get that, but this game is left so open-ended, it's really difficult to understand how to do anything your first playthrough. If I had to pick one thing about this game that I had a minor issue with, it would be that. And because I can't leave well enough alone and I love to hear myself bitch, let me run a scenario by you all. Let's say I'm tired of paying for candles to light up my church and give it that heavenly glow, so I decide to start making them instead. All I need is beeswax, hemp rope, and fat. Should be easy, right? Well, fat comes off of bodies, but the communist cock of a donkey won't deliver them unless I start feeding him carrots now. So first, I gotta grow the carrots, which takes a couple days, then I need to put it in his box, and then the next day he'll finally give me a body. Okay, so now I have fat. Next thing I need is beeswax. So I'm guessing I need to start building some beehives to get it, right? I mean, you can shake trees with bees in them already, but rarely do they consistently drop anything but honey. So, the first thing I need to do is unlock it in the tech tree, which means I need to work on a few stuff to get enough orbs so I can unlock it. Then after unlocking it, I need to repair the bee area, and at that point I can build a... Where the fuck do I find bees? Okay, so just like beeswax, you gotta shake them out of trees, but they're just as rare as beeswax, and I need 10 come guzzling of them, so that means I need to spend the day shaking the trees to possibly get bees so I can build a hive so I can start waning in this beeswax. Or I could just buy all this stuff from the seller in town, but that's kind of taken away from the whole point of me not wanting to spend money anymore, isn't it? Alright, I got the fucking bees. It took a few days, but I got them. Time to build. Excellent. Fucking hell. Okay, now let's start harvesting the... Oh, right. I have to wait a whole day to harvest. And get this, I need 2 of them to make candles. So, I guess I'll come back for the next 2 days. Okay, I got the stuff now. I got it all. I'm just gonna... Fuck! I forgot the hemp rope! Nope. I'm buying the hemp rope. Yeah, I know I said I wasn't going to, but fuck this. I've been spending 18 days doing this here, and I'm not spending another 3 to grow my own hemp. I'm already so sick of this, so let me just do this so I don't have to concentrate on it for the next few days, okay? Fucking great gameplay! And look... It was frustrating going through all of that. I'm not going to say it was a thrill to tab back and forth from the wiki to the game, but after a while of playing, you just kind of understood to hoard everything because you might need it later. And to be fair, that's the only issue I had with this. I mean, this is a really great simulator game. If you like Animal Crossing or Stardew Valley or Harvest Moon and you don't mind a bit of a complicated, convoluted system, then this is right up your alley. The humor is fine, the pixel art is top-notch, and when you understand what activities spawn what orbs, and where to go to make certain items work, and what days people come on here, and where to go in town to sell shit to, the whole thing starts coming together in a very nice video game to listen to podcasts to, or simply listen to the actually decent soundtrack. It's not that bad. And to top everything off, this game actually has an ending, okay? Get Wilhelm back home by any means possible, you know what I mean? But I'm not even close to finishing the game, so I guess I can't really tell you if it ends like that, but hey, I'm 13, 14 hours in and I'm still going strong. So what I'm trying to say here is my relationship with this game has lasted longer than 67% of couples in Hollywood, so that's something to celebrate too in this time of degeneracy. Thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video, and cheers.
La 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 la.